Check, 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 check. Check, check. See, I'm over there. I got it good. Now I'm trying to hear myself, though. See that? There we go. Right there. That's Good evening and welcome to the NAIA National Championship Tournament and a first round game here at Georgetown, Kentucky's historic Davis Reed Alumni Gym on the campus of Georgetown College in central Kentucky's Georgetown, Kentucky. The first game will feature the MidAmerica Nazarene Pioneers out of Olathe, Kansas against the Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan University out of Marion, Indiana. The Pioneers are the 11th seed, and the Wildcats will be the 6th seed. You're getting the starting lineups first for MidAmerica Nazarene, and I didn't catch them, but we'll get the ones for the Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan. Spencer Pensfield will be one guard out of Greenwood, Indiana, 6-foot senior, averaging 12.7 points per ball game. Noah Smith, a 6-foot redshirt senior out of Indianapolis, Indiana, Hamilton Southeastern High School. He's averaging 9.6 points per ball game. Griffin Clearer, at Lee Summit, Missouri, out of Summit Christian High School, a 6'3 sophomore, averaging 13.6. And Javon Buchanan out of Lafayette, Indiana, Lafayette Jefferson High School, 6'7" freshman, averaging 12.2 points per ball game. The Wildcats' leading scorer and rebounder is Seth Maxwell, a 7-foot grad student out of Clark Summit, Pennsylvania, and the Hill School, averaging 15.8 points per ball game. For MidAmerica Nazarene, it'll be Caleb Jones McClary, 6'8" junior out of Kansas City, Missouri, averaging 14.8 points per game. KCKCC is his school. Also, Ed Wright, 6'1" sophomore out of Lorain, Ohio, Allen County Community College. Makai Elmore, 6'3" freshman out of Dayton, Ohio, Taft High School. Also, it'll be Anthony Brown, a 6'5" senior out of Olathe, Kansas, and Olathe North High School. And it'll be Jake Alexander, a 6'5" senior out of McPherson, Kansas, and McPherson High School. It'll be the tip won by the Wildcats. And it'll be the point guard, Noah Smith, setting the offense. This is Piercefield. High post to Maxwell as MidAmerica Nazarene's in man-to-man, and here's a drive by Clearer with his first two, and it's 2-0 IWU. Here's a drive and a high off the glass by Jones McClary, and we're tied at 2. 39 seconds in, so both teams have gone to the paint early. This is Buchanan, back out around to Piercefield. Buchanan has it, 8-footer baseline, glass good. And it's 4-2. Quickly ahead it comes MNU, and they're headed the other direction. Piercefield back to Maxwell, 12-footer, left it way short. Rebound pulled off by Brown for the Pioneers. This is Wright on the right wing. Tried to go down low, and it just didn't have enough English on it to get to Jones McClary, and it's a turnover for MNU. And the Wildcats will bring it up, leading 4-2. This is one of 16 4-team quadrants. Here's a hesitation and a foul coming up on MNU. And it'll be on Ed Wright. That's his first, team's first of the game. And at the line will be Noah Smith for 2 shots. Both these teams shoot foul shots pretty well as a team, and Smith misses the first. Smith gets the second one to fall. He is an 77% foul shooter coming in. So he's 1 of 2. It's 5-2 Wildcats. High post, it goes to Jones McClary. Bounce door, backdoor cut, and a lay-in for Alexander, and it's 5-4. Nice pass from Jones McClary. Here is Maxwell losing the basketball instead of knocked off of Jones McClary, and they'll go back to the Wildcats on the baseline left. They lead 5-4, just shy of 2 minutes in. Piercefield gets it into Maxwell, gives it back to Maxwell, down the right block to Maxwell, turns, shoots over Jones McClary, left it too strong, rebounded by that is Brown of MNU, and they try to get it ahead quickly. Both these teams like to run, especially the Pioneers. They are averaging nearly 84 points, just over a smidge over 83. This is Brown, guarded by Cleaver. His right loses control of it, gets along the baseline, tries to get out, deflected by Maxwell. In the lane, it's blocked out there by Maxwell. Into the hands of Wright, ahead to Piercefield. He'll pull up left wing three, got it. Piercefield for three, it's 8-4 Wildcats. This is Elmore, just got it across the timeline, gives now to Jones McClary. Neither team has had any issue with the shot clock so far. Straight away to Elmore, driving on Piercefield, pulls up, 12-footer, way too strong, rebounded by Wright. So this is Smith. Down low to Maxwell, missed the bunny. Elmore battling with him, but Maxwell picks it up, jump hook good. His first two, and it's now 10-4 IWU. Here's a steal by Smith, headed the other direction, has it picked, and Jones McClary. And they call for the foul on the arm. That's the second on the Pioneers, the first on Jones McClary. And in for IWU comes number 25, Nolan Mater, a 6'5" redshirt sophomore out of Tip City, Ohio, Tippecanoe High School. Kobe Reese in for MidAmerica Nazarene. It's 00, or he's actually wearing just 0 today. 6'7" junior out of Spokane, Washington. This is Smith with it, working down the lane on Wright. Missed it, left it short. Wright with a rebound. Here's a floater from 8, good by Anthony Brown. His first two, and it's 10-6. 6:15 to play in the opening period here in Georgetown. Right in the corner of Piercefield. Quick release, got it. Piercefield with a second three. It's 13-6 Wildcats. Down the lane goes Elmore underhand under the 7-footer Maxwell, and a quick timeout for MNU. Timeout on the floor. Fast-paced here in the opening 20 minutes of play. We actually just have played a little over 4 minutes. It's 13-8. MidAmerica Nazarene trailing Indiana Wesleyan. The winner of this game will advance to tomorrow night's second round. They will take on the winner of our second game tonight, the host Georgetown College Tigers, taking on Lourdes University's Gray Wolves. So we're back to action. No changes on the floor for either side. And the Wildcats will bring it up. Piercefield off to Mater. Back to Piercefield. 3 right side, no good. Rebound fought for and claimed by Reese of MNU. Quickly ahead, Pierce, that's a nice deflection by Cleaver. And the ball's loose. Cleaver down low on the ground. Elmore got on the ground after it, ahead to Wright. Wright working on Piercefield. Down the lane. Puts it up from three off the glass and in. Wright with his first two. He becomes the fifth Pioneer to reach the scoring column. 13-10 IWU. A couple of players at the scorers table. Swinging around. This is Mater in the corner. Now to Smith in the deep left corner. We have a sub for IWU on the floor here. Under 10 to shoot. Smith for three, left wing, in and out. Rebounded, though, by Adeta Kusai. We get back into the ball game, or the info game. It's Alex Stauffer, a 6'8 junior, at 23 in white out of Middlesbury, Indiana. Maxwell will come back in. Also into the game for the first time today for MNU will be number 30. That'll be Brooks Langerer, 6'3 sophomore, wears 30 in blue. Down the left side goes Elmore. Has it blocked and a foul coming up on number 23. That is on Stauffer. His first. That's the first on IWU, and at the line will be Ed Wright for MidAmerica Nazarene. He hits both. He has four now. And it's a 1-point lead for IWU with the basketball. Adekuse to Maxwell. Back behind him to Piercefield, who tries baseline. Cut off. Right block now to Maxwell. Fall away from 7. In and out. And it's lost out of bounds by Stauffer. And it goes back to MidAmerica Nazarene, who can shoot for the lead for the very first time this afternoon. Straight away to Reese. Now here's Wright with it. Guarded by Cleaver. Reese in the free throw circle. Back behind him to Langer. Langer on the right block to Reese. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Wright gets a screen. Pulls up from 16 straight away. Front rim, no. And Akuse with the rebound for the Wildcats. He has it here on the near side. Now gives to Maxwell. Maxwell working on Reese and a bumping foul on Kobe Reese. That's the third on MNU. As Smith returns, replacing Cleaver. Jones McClary returns for MNU. In the corner, Stauffer for three, too strong. Rebound knocked out of bounds by Jonel Aponte for MidAmerica Nazarene. He is out of Kissimmee, Florida. 6'3 junior, 3 in blue. Maxwell gives a screen for Smith and pops out to receive the pass from Smith as Piercefield comes behind him, and Jones McClary called for his second foul on the reach-in. That's pretty big. That's 4 on MNU. And quickly, Reese back in, replacing Jones McClary, who has to go to the bench at the 13-19 mark of the first half. Buchanan comes back in, replacing at a 2KC. Well, apologize for his name. I worked on it all day and probably butchering it, but we'll get it right before it's over with. Maxwell, 18-footer. Left elbow, no. Rebounded by Brown, and here come the Pioneers. Looking for the lead as we head to the 13-minute mark. Here's a jumper just inside the free throw line, too strong. Piercefield with the rebound. Piercefield checks in front of the Pio bench and now gives to Smith. Being guarded by Elmore. Here's Smith working on Elmore on the left block. Spins, baseline, put it up. Got the front rim, no good. Maxwell tips it up to himself, can't get it. Reese, though, will about battle him. He comes the rebound. Here's Elmore headed the other direction in a hurry. Here's a deep three, in and out. Rebounded by Maxwell. Langerer couldn't get it to drop. And across the timeline in a fast-paced first half. This is Buchanan. Straight away to Smith, who goes 13 on the shot clock. As we go under 10 now, Piercefield. Double teamed and traveled. Jake Alexander back in for MidAmerica Nazarene. And for Indiana Wesleyan, Cleaver will return. Aponte comes around. Here's a pull-up from 10, in and out, back in. And that's the first lead. Anthony Brown with his second field goal, and it's 14-13, MNU. Buchanan drives, lose it, ahead to Alexander. Between two Wildcats, layup, count it and a foul. Elmore with 4 now. He has a chance to complete the old-fashioned three-point play, and Piercefield with the foul. That's his first, the second on the Wildcats, and we have a media timeout. 14-13, MNU over IWU. This is the NAIA National Tournament. Back to historic Davis Reed Alumni Gym in Georgetown, Kentucky, on the campus of Georgetown College. The 3 seed in the Duer bracket. And it'll be Makai Elmore at the line for 1 to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. MidAmerica Nazarene out of Olathe, Kansas, now has a 4-point lead. And it's 5 points for Elmore. Piercefield across the timeline. Goes to Buchanan. Smith now to Maxwell straight away. Here's Piercefield. Maxwell's 15-footer straight away. Right rim, no. Rebounded by Reese. Ahead to Elmore. This is Brown, guarded by Cleaver. Cleaver will trail as Elmore drives in, has it blocked by Maxwell. Quickly, Piercefield will bring it across and direct traffic. Cleaver. Skip pass to Smith on the right wing. Drives, hangs, glass. It rolls in. First 2 for Smith. And it's 17-15. Aponte around here to Brown. Gets a screen from Reese. Floats from 14. Dances and stays. Brown now with 6. And the lead is 4 for the Pioneers. Cleaver to Smith straight away. Piercefield gets a screen from Maxwell. Pulls up, head of the Keith. Got it. Tell you what, if he gets a clean look at the basket, Piercefield is almost automatic. 19-17. Here's Alexander for three, right wing, good. Alexander has 5, only averages a little under 9 a game. Piercefield to Smith, fakes, pulls up, head of the key jumper, got it. Both teams shooting very well from the floor here in the first 10 minutes plus. And it's a 22-19 advantage for the Pioneers out of Olathe, Kansas. Here's Alexander in the lane, working on Buchanan. Going to call him for steps. Turnover. Adedekazi will come in, replacing Buchanan, along with number 25 again. That's Mater. Here's Adedekazi. Cleaver checks at the right elbow, throws it up for Maxwell on the baseline. Back out to Cleaver, under 10 to shoot. Cleaver turns to Smith. Smith's going to have to jack one up with 5 to shoot. Good defense by Wright. Here's a shot ahead of the buzzer, and it's a shot clock violation. Cleaver, I think, just passed up a couple of looks at the basket to put the ball on the floor. If he goes ahead and shoots the jump shot, he gives the Wildcats a chance to get an offensive rebound. 22-19 with 8:45 left in the opening 20 minutes. Elmore to Brown, down the lane, floats from 14, count it, and a foul. Brown's got that 14, 15-foot floater. Adedekazi with his first, that's the third on IWU, and at the line will be Anthony Brown to complete the old-fashioned three-point play, and Brown misses the free throw. Adedekazi gets the rebound, and Alexander knocks it out. The Wildcats trail by 5 with the basketball. Mater with it. He was here on the left wing to Cleaver. Adedekazi now to Smith as they work it around the perimeter. Trying to post up is Maxwell. They couldn't get it to him. Adedekazi down the right side of the lane. Laid it high off the glass and in. Adedekazi with 3 now. And it's 24-21. This is Wright, pulls up from 7. In and out as he went glass. Adedekazi with the rebound. Adedekazi gives to Smith. He goes now to Mater, who gives back to Smith as they set the half-court offense. They can tie here with a 3. It's been a very competitive first half. Mater and Cleaver approaching 10 on the shot clock. Right baseline to Maxwell, working on Reese. Jump hook, good with the left hand. A line drive shot from Maxwell, but he now has 4, and it's a 1-point lead for MNU. This is Wright to Elmore. Elmore gets a screen from Reese, but can't use it. Looking for Wright, and he throws behind him as Wright was cutting to the basket. Turnover on the Pioneers, and Piercefield will come back in, replacing Cleaver, along with, for MidAmerica Nazarene, Brooks Langerer. The Wildcats from Indiana Wesleyan can retake the lead here with a basket. Smith works a pick and roll with Maxwell in the corner. Mater for 3. Back rim, no. Long rebound comes to Mater. Here goes Glass with the right hand, good. Second chance point for the Wildcats, and it's 25-24. IWU This is Reese as Maxwell just backs off of him. This is right. Around to Brown. Brown will drive. Big step. Floats and falls away from 10. Good. Brown, the first player in double figures with 10, and MidAmerica Nazarene seesaws back out in front by 1. This is Smith to Lacefield, or Piercefield, excuse me. Now to Smith again as they play catch here on the left wing. Maxwell straight away. Behind the back, can't go there. Behind Smith, but he adjusted to catch the basketball and lay it in. 6 now for Smith, and they seesaw back in front. This is Brown. Caught it on his hip. Should have been a double dribble, but here they go the other way to the Wildcats. Adekaze puts it up. He's fouled by Langerer. His first. That'll be the 5th on MNU. And it'll take us to Langer will be saddled with his first. And Adekaze will be at the line for 2 when we come back after this media timeout. 27-26. Wildcats by 1. Back here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym in Georgetown, Kentucky. This is historical gymnasium. Seen a lot of basketball over its, I think, 100 plus years in existence. It'll be Adekaze at the line for 2 shots. Adekaze with 2. He is an 82% foul shooter, 45 of 55 on the year. He banks the first one off the back rim, no good. Broadcaster jinx is still alive and well. And he hits and goes 1 for 2. He now has 4. And it's 28-26, Indiana Wesleyan. 5.5 to play in the opening 20 minutes. This is right down the right side of the lane. Work pick and roll with Reese. Smith on the floor after the loose ball. Piercefield will grab it and head up the floor in a jog. Gives here to Adekaze on the left wing. Smith now with it. Adekaze straight away. Here's Piercefield. Piercefield with 14 to shoot. Maxwell baseline. Reese guarding him. Can't get through. Back to Piercefield. 7 on the shot clock. Piercefield with a nice pass to Maxwell, who finger rolls it in. He now has 6. And it's a 4-point advantage for IWU. Right now, guarded by Smith. Both about the same build, too. It's a real good matchup there with Smith and Wright. Langerer gives over to Elmore in the corner. 8 on the shot clock. Screen by Reese. Around goes Elmore. Floater along the left baseline is good. Elmore now with 7. And it's a 1-possession game. Adekaze will drive right side, cut off. Left corner to Piercefield. Couldn't get his shot off as Brown closed in on him. Circus shot, no good. Hit the bottom side of the rim. Here comes Langerer. No look pass down to Wright and a foul on Maxwell. That's the first on Maxwell, the fourth on the Wildcats, and at the line will be Wright for 2. He has 4. And the first shot is good. Wright is an 88% foul shooter on the year, 99 of 113 coming in. He's averaging a little over 18 and a half. He misses the second. 4 minutes to go exactly as we go under the 4-minute mark, and Piercefield will set the offense. Gives off to Adekasi. Now to Mater. Now to Stauffer. Piercefield with his third three-pointer of the afternoon. He has 11. It's a 4-point lead for IWU. Here's Langer. Now to Wright. Drives the lane. Missed it. Rebounded by Reese, though. Jump hook back up. No good. Comes off. Rebounded by Stauffer. High post to Adekasi. Brings it out on the wing here to Mater. Cleaver. Piercefield now guarded by Elmore. Piercefield under 10 to shoot on the shot clock. Here's Piercefield. Right in front of the MNU bench. Adekasi, 3 left wing. Good. Adekasi with 7 now, and it's 36-29 IWU. This is Elmore to Brown. Brown needs to get a shot here. Down the lane in the corner, Wright for 3. He answers. 8 now for Wright. 36-32 with 2:18 to play in the half. Here's Adekasi. Into the lane, partially blocked by Reese. Ahead to Elmore. Floats and hits. 9 for Elmore. And it is a full timeout for IWU. This is the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. It's 260 member colleges and universities, and 65,000 student athletes are committed to promoting character development in athletics by embracing the values of integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership on the field of play, in the classroom, and in our local communities. Our goal is to improve the culture of sport. With that in mind, we ask all players, coaches, officials, and spectators to help us by being positive role models before, during, and after today's game. Indiana Wesleyan head coach Greg Tonigal did not like the fact that MidAmerica Nazarene got out on the break. 2-on-1, a great outlet pass by Kobe Reese got it started. He found Elmore. Elmore, for all you young folks out there watching this afternoon, he took it to where the defense let him go. So if they don't stop you, you take it to the rim. And it's a 36-34 game with just over 2 minutes to play in the first 20 minutes. This is the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. The winner of 16 different pods will wind up in Kansas City. Here's Maxwell from 15, left elbow, back rim, no. Piercefield will get, nope, that's Cleaver. Will get the rebound out to Buchanan. They'll reset at 20 on the shot clock. And then Piercefield threw a pass that hit the foot of a Pioneer. And with 20 seconds on the shot clock, got 20 on the shot clock. Nobody sees it. They go down low to Buchanan, lays it in on a nice little curl on and out of bounds underneath. Buchanan now with 4. Brown floats. And Maxwell just picked up his second foul. That's 2 on Maxwell as Reese will get ready to report in. And Brown will go to the line for 2 free throws, where he's 0 of 1 this afternoon. He does have 10 points. Brown at the line for 2 this afternoon. His first free throw is good. Brown is a 71% foul shooter on the year. Reese comes back in, replacing Jones McClary, who was in briefly with those 2 fouls. Brown hits both free throws. He has 12 now to pace the Pioneer attack, and it's a 1-possession game. Under 90 seconds to play in half number 1 from Georgetown. Buchanan straight away, puts it on the floor and gets back behind him to Piercefield with Elmore right in his grill. Smith back to Cleaver for 3, short, rebounded by Brown. But IWU will get a 2-for-1 on that. This is Elmore. Working a 2-man game with Reese. Over to Alexander for 3. Back rim, no. Rebounded, pulled off by Piercefield. Smith penetrating on Elmore. Missed the shot. Buchanan tipped it up, tipped it to himself, and laid it in. 40-36. Shot clock difference about 7 seconds. Correction, about 8 seconds. Elmore to right. High post to the right elbow to Reese. Elmore comes and gets it. Crossover dribble down the right side. Back to right for a deep 3. Got it. .11 for Wright. 10 seconds to play. Buchanan cut off, loses it. Wright has it. 3 seconds down the lane, puts it up, off the glass, no good. That's the end of the first 20 minutes here in Georgetown of the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament. It's Indiana Wesleyan University leading over MidAmerica Nazarene 40-39. Halftime here in game number 1 of the NAIA National Championship Tournament here in Georgetown College, Davis Reed Alumni Gymnasium. It is Indiana Wesleyan on top here at halftime by a score of 40-39. First half shooting looked like this for Indiana Wesleyan. They were 17 of 34 from the field, 4 of 9 from behind the arc for 44%. They were only 2 of 4 from the foul line for 50%. MidAmerica Nazarene, 15 of 26 from the floor for 58%, 3 of 5 from behind the arc for 60%, and 6 of 8 from behind the free throw line for 75%. 8 turnovers for MNU, IWU with 6 points off turnovers, 11-6 in favor of MNU. Rebounding is in favor of IWU, 16-10. 10 assists on their 17 made field goals in the first half for IWU, 5 out of the 15 for MidAmerica Nazarene. 2 blocks, both of them belong to Seth Maxwell. 5 steals to 4 IWU, and number of fouls even at 5 apiece in the first 20 minutes. Individual scoring looks like this for MidAmerica Nazarene, the visitors on the scoreboard. 11 for Anthony Brown, 12 for Anthony Brown, 11 for Ed Wright, 9 for Makai Elmore, 5 for Jake Alexander, and 2 points for Caleb Jones-McClary, who went to the bench early with 2 personal fouls. Kobe Reese and Janelle Aponte both played and failed to score in the opening 30 minutes of play. Actually, in Brooks Longerer also failed to score in the first half for MidAmerica Nazarene. For Indiana Wesleyan University, it looks like this, the scoring one player in double figures. That is Spencer Piercefield, the senior, with 3 made threes and a 2-point field goal for 11 points. 7 for Tim Tukasi. 6 each for 3 players. Noah Smith, Javon Buchanan, and Seth Maxwell. 2 points each for Nolan Mader and for Griffin Cleaware. So we are 20 minutes away from one team's season coming to an end and one headed to the second round of the NAIA National Tournament. They'll get to await the winner of the nightcap here at Davis Reed Alumni Gym. That'll feature the homestanding Georgetown Tigers taking on the Lord's University Gray Wolves. It'll be MidAmerica Nazarene basketball to start the second half. And it'll be the starting 5 for each team. This is Wright, gives to the high post to Jones-McClary. He heads to the right side, working on Maxwell. Right block, down low to Alexander, who had a layup. He caught it cleanly. Back to Jones-McClary. Works on Maxwell, has it blocked into the hands of Buchanan. And Smith will bring it across. It's Smith, Piercefield, Cleaver, Buchanan, Maxwell on the floor for Indiana Wesleyan. This is Smith on the right wing. Goes all the way down the left side, partially blocked, and it goes off the hands of Smith. And MNU will have it as both teams have the ball rejected at the rim. Elmore will bring it across the timeline. Gets a screen, spins into the lane. Layup is no good, comes off. Rebounded by Maxwell. Smith in the corner. Piercefield, wide open look, in and out. Rebounded by Brown. MNU dodged a serious bullet there from Piercefield. They left him open. Brown gets a screen from Jones-McClary. Step back 3 from Brown, and it's good. And it's 42-40, MidAmerica Nazarene. Brown with 15 now. 3 off his average. This is Piercefield, high post to Maxwell. Back to Piercefield. Piercefield guarded by Elmore. Gives to Maxwell here on the right side. Goes baseline. Tries to get out Smith. Deflected. Here's an 8-footer by Smith. Left it way short. 5 on the shot clock. Buchanan misses point blank range. Rebounded by Brown. Right. Loses it. Headed the other way is Piercefield. Cleaver gets a look at it. Fakes. Goes around. Floater. 7-footer. No good. A foul on Alexander. First foul on Alexander, first on the Pioneers here in the second half, and at the line will be Cleaver. Cleaver with the shot to get 2. He hits the first. Cleaver will shoot it from the foul line at 78%, and he goes 1 for 2. 42-41. MidAmerica Nazarene with the basketball. We're 2 minutes, 15 seconds into half number 2 here. Elmore to Jones McClary. Has it poked away. He goes and gets it, then loses it again into the hands of Maxwell. Smith. Piercefield for 3. Got his feet set. 14 now for Piercefield, and it's 44-42. IWU. Backdoor cut to Alexander, who misses it. They have missed 2 or 3 point blank here in the second half, have the Pioneers. Cleaver down the right side of the lane, behind the back, threw it too low for the 7-footer Maxwell. And then a foul on Piercefield, his first. The first on the Wildcats here in the second half. Piercefield with his first. Actually, that's his second personal foul. So 2 on Piercefield. Brown, high post at the right elbow to Jones McClary. He just had it poked away by Maxwell. Careless with the basketball. Down the lane, Buchanan, left hand over his head, no good. Tipped in by Smith. Smith now with 4. This is right, gets away from Clearward, pulls up from 12, back rim it, no. Rebounded by Smith. Alexander reached in. And Piercefield will set the offense in the center jump circle with the Wildcats up 4. Maxwell had it poked away from behind. Piercefield will throw it up. Right hand stuff. 8 now for Maxwell. It's a 6-point IWU lead. And MNU wants to take a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. So a quick run puts the Wildcats up 6. That's the largest lead since early in this one. So Alexander will trigger in as we come back out of the break here. Across the timeline comes Elmore. Waiting on him is Piercefield. This is Brown around the right side, and a whistle and a foul on the reach in. It'll be on Smith, his first. That's the second on Indiana Wesleyan here in the second half. Brown on the right baseline. Inside missed, and Buchanan claims it for IWU. Smith down the right side of the lane over Brown. Count it and a foul. It's an 8-point advantage now for MNU to get back from. And right now, Indiana Wesleyan getting into the paint at will. Shot's no good, but Buchanan claims the rebound on the missed free throw. Here's a steal by Alexander, headed the other way. Two-hand flush. Alexander with 7 now, and it's 50-44, a much-needed basket by the senior for MidAmerica Nazarene. Maxwell, and we have a whistle. With 10 now. And we have a shot clock that has malfunctioned on the far end. It says 28 on one side, 30 on the other. This is the 2023 NAIA National Championship Basketball Tournament. Back to Davis Reed Alumni Gym as we have the shot clock problem fixed. And here's a jumper from the free throw line by Elmore. His first 2 of the second half, and he's in double figures, the third Pioneer to do so. 52-46 IWU. Smith down to Cleaver, blocked by Brown. Maxwell with a step through, put it in, he's got 12. 54-46 now. Alexander around to Jones-McClary and gives behind him to Brown. Brown to right behind, working on Cleaver. Can't get through, and he picks his pocket and headed the other way as IWU with an 8-point lead and the basketball. It's just Smith out deep. And down the lane, partially blocked, and here come the Pioneers. Elmore has it knocked away by Piercefield, and it goes back to MidAmerica Nazarene. Langer into the ball game, replacing Wright. Adukazi made her back in for IWU. Here's Alexander, got a double screen, missed the shot. Rebound chased down by Cleaver here in the near side, and he'll bring it up on the dribble across the timeline. Wildcats up 8 with 13:55 to play in the ball game. Cleaver down low to Maxwell, and nobody there with the big 7-footer. How you lose the 7-footer, I have no idea. 8 in the half for Maxwell. He has 14. And now Stauffer will come in replacing Maxwell. It's a 10-point lead for IWU. They go down low to Jones-McClary. On the right block, he's triple team, put it on the floor, loses it, gets it back, 14 to shoot, goes between, and a charging foul. Jones-McClary was going to shoot that one no matter what. He's averaging under 15 points a game at 14.8. He only has 2 this afternoon. And he is now with his third personal foul. 3 on MNU. In for MidAmerica Nazarene is Nakai Elmore back in. Also Kobe Reese. Stauffer has it picked by Brown. Langer on the way. Gives back to Brown as they cross the timeline. MNU needs a big basket here, trailing by 10. Brown loses it in a foul. Coming up, who's it going to be on? It is on Adukazi. That's the second on Adukazi out of Essex, London, England. This is Brown in the right corner. Adukazi has him. He drives baseline. Now to Reese, straight away to Alexander. Alexander, fall away from 12. Right side, no. Reese had it, lost it. We head back the other way to MidAmerica Nazarene. Adukaze will come in. And now in for MidAmerica Nazarene is Jonel Aponte, number 3 in blue. He played briefly in the first half. Here's Adukaze. Gives behind him now to Kyle Sanders, 22 in white. Sanders out of Kokomo, Indiana. Adukaze. Here's a deep 3 by Piercefield. No. Stauffer and Langer will get tied up. And the foul will be on Brooks Langer, his second. That's 4 on the Pioneers here in half number 2. And Indiana Wesleyan will inbound left baseline extended. Sanders, right elbow to Stauffer. And a 3-second call on Mater. 6'5", redshirt sophomore out of Tip City, Ohio. This is Elmore. To Ponte, gets a screen from Reese. Now to Langer. Now to Elmore. Elmore can't get his shot off. Here's Aponte. Deep, deep 3 right side. Way off. Rebounded by Piercefield. Mater will penetrate. Charging foul. Indiana Wesleyan fans just to our left don't agree with it, but it takes us to immediate timeout. 11:34 to play in the ball game. It's Indiana Wesleyan by 10. Back at Davis Reed Alumni Gym on the campus of Georgetown College. Game number 1 of the Duer bracket here. 6th seed Indiana Wesleyan leads 11th seeded MidAmerica Nazarene 56-46 with 11:25 to go in the second half. It's been all IWU here in the first 8 minutes plus. Brown, cross court to right, puts it on the floor, shoots it up over Maxwell, and a foul on Maxwell. Got him with the body, and it'll be a two-shot foul. That's 3 on Maxwell. Wright will shoot 2. Wright had 11 in the first half. He hasn't scored. So Wright hits the first. He is 3 of 4 before that now make it 4 of 5 from the line. His first point of the second half. Second one is in and out, rebounded by Cleaver. 9-point advantage for IWU. This is Mater. Now back to Smith. Cleaver around to Buchanan. Mater out of the corner for 3. Back rim, no. Long rebound out to Buchanan, loose. Alexander has it. Alexander drops it off to right, lays it in. 14 now for Wright, and it's 56-49. Cleaver on the left side, guarded by Elmore. Out deep to Maxwell. He gives it back to Cleaver. He'll drive baseline, left side, lays it in. Cleaver now with 5. 58-49. Elmore on the pick and roll to Jones McClary, lays it in. It's back to 7 as we head towards the halfway point of the second half. Buchanan to Cleaver. Piercefield on the bench getting a little breather here. 18-footer left wing, good by Cleaver. Gives him 7 now. Timeout, IWU. It's a 30-second timeout. Back to action we come. It's a 9-point lead as we go under the halfway point here in the second half. IWU with the lead. Jones McClary with it in the lane. Hard dribble back out, gives to Wright in the corner to Brown. Brown shakes and bakes, puts it up. Line drive, no. Rebound chased down by Alexander. The new shot clock at 20 for MNU. Brown. From 7, good. First 5 in the second half, 17 on the day for Brown. It's a 7-point lead for IWU. Antakazi with it. Antakazi goes, checks the dribble. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gives it now to Cleaver. Cleaver off to the right side as Piercefield is still on the bench getting a much needed rest, although as we have a traveling call on IWU. And just as I said that, Piercefield comes back in replacing Buchanan. Piercefield with 14 this afternoon. And he's hit 4 of the 5 3-point field goals made by IWU. Brown on the pick and roll to Jones McClary. And a foul coming up on Adedukasi. For Adedukasi, that's his 3rd. And that's the 6th on IWU. The next foul will put MNU into the bonus. Alexander on the, it was too high. And here comes the Wildcats. Cleaver back to Piercefield. No. Tipped by Maxwell. No, back to Smith. Alexander is coming up a little lame for MNU. That was Smith with the basket, gives him 12. Alexander may have taken a knee or in the thigh or something. This is Elmore, straight away to Brown. Brown pulls up three, right of the circle. No, rebounded by Clearwater. It's a 9-point lead for Indiana Wesleyan. Smith out way high to Maxwell, way away from the basket. Piercefield back to Maxwell. Fakes the handoff to Piercefield. Has it swatted away as he went to the rim by Jones McClary. Langer replaces Alexander. Cleaver will inbound. Lobs high to Maxwell. Maxwell puts it on the floor, goes up, right hand slam, back rim, no. Elmore claims the rebound for MNU. Brown in the corner to Langer. He lost it out of bounds. Boy, I tell you, MidAmerica Nazarene just making some serious unforced turnovers. Just don't like that one. Langer just took his eye off the basketball and lost it out of bounds. 62-53. IWU with the lead. Cleaver drives baseline right around Jones McClary and laid it in. Cleaver with 7.5, 9 now on the afternoon. Deep three, Elmore, left-hander's good. Elmore now with 14. 64-56, timeout on the floor. 7:28 to play in game number 1 of the NAIA National Championship Tournament. Back to action. It'll be MidAmerica Nazarene defensively setting up, trailing by 8 with 7:28 to play in the game. They need to pick it up here on the defensive end and limit IWU to one shot and maybe some jump shots instead of letting them get to the rim. Piercefield with it. High now to Maxwell. Gives it off to Piercefield, who will lob it that way. Jones McClary goes after it. And Maxwell was on the end line. Both guys went up to get it. Jones McClary at 6'8" challenged Maxwell at the high point. And they both came down out of bounds, but the ball landed on Maxwell, who was laying on the end line. And it's a turnover for IWU. And here come the Pioneers trying to cut into this lead. Straight away, this is Elmore, right for three. No, Maxwell claims the rebound. Ahead to Clearwater. Piercefield to Maxwell, and a foul on Wright. Trying to deny Clearwater the basketball. That's the second on Wright, the fifth on the Pioneers. It'll be Wesleyan basketball here on the near side. And Wright will deal with Smith, who gets it into Piercefield. Elmore on him. Maxwell out on the left wing behind the three-point arc. Goes back door to Piercefield. Bad pass. Piercefield has it. Cleaver fakes. Steps to the left. Three's good. Ten in the second half for Cleaver. He has 12 now, and it's an 11-point lead for IWU. Here is Langer with a floater in the lane. Good. Langer with his first field goal, and it's back under double digits. But again, MidAmerica Nazarene, if they want to get, Piercefield came wide open. Blocked from behind, though, by Brown. Ahead to right. Behind the back to Jones McClary. Over Maxwell, blocked, and he'll come down with it. Five and a half to play. It's a 9-point lead, and MNU let that one go. Great scoring opportunity, 2-on-1. Cleaver on Langer. Back it goes to Smith. 10 on the shot clock. Left block, bad pass. Picked off by Jones McClary. Langer, three, left wing, big one. Got it. 5 now for Langer, and it's down to 6 with 5:10 to play. Back to Davis Reed Alumni Gym. Headed down the home stretch here in game number 1 of the Duer bracket opening round game between MidAmerica Nazarene in the dark blue with a red trim and Indiana Wesleyan in the white with the black numerals and red trim. And the Wildcats with the basketball on a 6-point lead. Headed to Kasi with it down low to Smith. Cleaver going to be fouled from behind. I think that is Jones McClary. That's 4 on Jones McClary, his 4th. And that'll be foul number 6 on IWU. And now we'll get a full timeout here on the NAIA's National Championship Tournament from Georgetown. You're looking at Davis Reed Alumni Gym on the campus of Georgetown College in Georgetown, Kentucky, site of one of the pods in the Duer bracket in the NAIA National Championship Tournament. The winner of this one will await the winner of our second game tonight. It'll be the host Georgetown College Tigers against Lord's University's Gray Wolves. Smith into Maxwell, back to Smith on the right baseline. Piercefield, wide open look, in and out, rebounded by Maxwell. Dribbled himself underneath the backboard, now out to Piercefield, and they get a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Piercefield, right baseline. Brown picks him up on the switch. Piercefield, 8 on the shot clock. Step back over Jones-Clary, short. Added to Casse, kept it alive, but into the hands of Alexander. Here goes King. Step through, glass good. Right now with 16, and it's a 2-possession game as we're at 4:15 to play. Smith and Wright really bumping as they come out between the circles. Cleaver in the left corner now to Smith, to Maxwell, who fakes the handoff. 8 on the shot clock. Maxwell step back, 12, front rim, back rim, no. Ball tipped out into the hands of Alexander. Jones with, or Brown across the timeline, waiting on him is Adadu Casse. Elmore with it. Piercefield on him, down the lane, poked from behind by Piercefield. And with 10 on the shot clock, the Pioneers will have it underneath their own basket, left baseline extended. They'll flatten out across the baseline, 4 wide. They lob into Jones-McClary. Right side, 3 for Alexander. Back rim, no. Rebounded by Maxwell. Piercefield working on Elmore. Now to Adikase. Smith here on the left wing. Motioning for Maxwell. Can't go back door. Nice job by Jones-McClary. Down the lane, Cleaver. Throws it up over Alexander. And it goes off of Alexander. Back to IWU with 6 to shoot and 3:05 on the game clock. 2-possession game. Wildcats with that 2-possession lead, 67-63. Smith looking, gets it in the corner to Piercefield. Floater from 7, too strong. Editor Casey, though, cleans up the mess on the backside. It's a 6-point lead, 69-63. Wright has it poked from behind by Smith and stays with MNU with 19 to shoot. 2:47 to play. It is a 2-possession game. They lob it. Jones-McClary with it. Fakes. Gives to Brown. Brown comes around. Added to Casse with him right there. Down the lane. Jones floats over Maxwell on a late whistle. Who are they going to call it on? Very late whistle, but it's going to go on Maxwell. That's the 4th on Maxwell. He becomes the 2nd player in the game to get 4 fouls. He is the only one for the Wildcats. Jones-McClary has 4 for MidAmerica Nazarene. And Brown at the line for 2 shots. He has 17. He hits the first. 69-64. Second one is also good by Brown. He has 7 in the half. 19. MidAmerica Nazarene will call a timeout. And we'll keep it right here. The National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, its 260 member colleges and universities across this great land of ours. 65,000 student athletes are all committed to promoting character development in athletics by embracing the values of integrity, respect, responsibility, sportsmanship, and servant leadership on the field of play, in the classroom, and in our local communities. Our goal is to improve the culture of sport With that in mind, we ask all players, coaches, officials, and spectators to help us by being positive role models before, during, and after today's game. .237 to play. It's a two-possession game at 69-65. Indiana Wesleyan leading over MidAmerica Nazarene. Both teams are well below their season averages. Indiana Wesleyan comes in averaging 79.4 points a game. MidAmerican right now 18 points below their season average of 83.1. Ada Ducasse will be the inbounder, and before he does that, he has some housekeeping to do with the uniform as he tucks the shirt tail in and he gives to Piercefield, who will bring it across the timeline. Elmore waiting on him in the man-to-man for MNU. This is Smith. Leeward goes back door. Smith looking for Maxwell on the cut. Ada Ducasse back to Smith. Smith spins over right, and right called for the foul. That's 3 on Ed Wright now. That's 7 on MidAmerica Nazarene, and at the line will be Smith. And Smith on the year is a 77% foul shooter. He's not been there today. Actually, he's 0 for 1. He hits the first. It's a 5-point lead with 2:18 to play. Smith's second one, front rim, back rim, and drops. He has 14 this afternoon. 71-65 IWU. Elmore loses it, gets it back in the corner to Alexander. Can't get his shot over Cleaver. 15 on the shot clock. Right. In the corner to Brown. Brown penetrates over Adekase, rebounded. And with 1:52 to play, IWU can be very patient. And it's going to be timeout, Indiana Wesleyan. Timeout on the floor with 1:45 to play on the game clock. 21 seconds to shoot. It'll be IWU basketball when we come back. It'll be IWU basketball just to the right of their bench in the half court. 21 seconds to shoot. It's 1:45 to play in regulation. They get it into Smith just in front of the scorer's table across the way, and he'll bring it here on the right side on the dribble. Right on him, down the right side of the lane. Smith down low to Adekase. He'll put it up over Brown. Count it and a foul. Adekase with make it 11. He has a chance to give it 12. He only averages 7.4, and the foul was on Anthony Brown. The second foul, on Brown. And at the line will be added to Ducasse to make it a 9-point lead. It's a 3-possession game. He has 12. Wright steps through over the 7-footer. Maxwell missed it. Rebounded by Maxwell. Off to Smith. Smith will bring it across the timeline. Wright avoids a foul with a minute 18, the clock moving. 74-65, IWU. Smith loses the basketball almost over and back. Now to Piercefield. Steps through on Alexander Cleaver with 10 to shoot. Out to Smith. Smith lobs it up to Maxwell. Tips it up, no. Gets the rebound off his head, out of bounds, and it'll go back to MNU with 55.4 to play. And it's a three-possession game. 74-65, Indiana Wesleyan. Looking to move into the second round. This is Elmore working on Piercefield. Nice no-look pass on the bounce to Jones McClary. That is his 6th point. He has been saddled with foul trouble all afternoon. He is averaging 14.8 points this afternoon coming into today's ball game, but he only has 6. Like I said, Jones McClary has been in foul trouble throughout. It's timeout, MidAmerica Nazarene. Again, this is the International Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, or the NAIA. There are 260 member colleges and universities, and 65,000 student athletes are committed to promoting character development in athletics by embracing the values of integrity, respect, development in athletics, by embracing the values. As I lost my place there. Again, I lost my place and can't remember where I was. But with that in mind, we ask that all players, coaches, officials, and spectators to help us by being positive role models before, during, and after today's game. Smith will inbound with 49.2 and a 7-point lead for Indiana Wesleyan. This is clear. It's a bad pass, picked off and lost by Alexander. And Maxwell with a two-hand flush. Maxwell now with 16, above right at his average. And that will possibly do it as Aponte is in the game. Gives off the right, steal by Piercefield, and he'll give to Clearwell. Clearwell will bring it out on the dribble, guarded by Alexander, and a foul on Alexander. Second foul on Alexander, 9th on MNU. Anthony Brown in along with Jones McClary. Reese comes out along with Aponte. And Clearwell will be at the line. Clearwell will be at the line for 1+1 by himself, and he misses. Tipped in the hands of Jones McClary. Here's Elmore quickly ahead to Brown. Deep three, right wing, banks it in. He has 22 now. And it's 76-70 with 18.3 to play. And what they're going to have to do is they've got to hit a couple of threes again to get back in this with 18.3 to go. But they're going to have to either get a steal, a quick basket, the clock will stop inside the final minute, or they're going to have to hope that IWU misses free throws. They have not shot it great from the free throw line today. They are 6 of 10 are the Wildcats from the foul line. They come in at 60%. They come in as a 77% foul shooting team. That is actually the tops in this 4-team quadrant. It'll be Smith to inbounds. He has the ability to run the baseline after the made three-pointer by Brown. They're switching everything. They get it into Piercefield in the corner. He's double teamed. A lot of reaching, no foul. Smith has it. And a foul on Wright with 11.7 to play. 11.7 to play. Brown and Piercefield got tied up. Brown was telling you, Piercefield, I was trying to foul you. And he said, I know. And the official wouldn't call it. They both kind of laugh out of it. At the line will be Noah Smith. The double bonus now, and Smith is 2 for 3 from the foul line. He has 14 points, make it 15. And that should do it. A 3-possession game now. 77-70. Smith hits both. This is Elmore to Alexander. 3 straight away off right. Tipped out by Maxwell. And with half a second to play. That'll do it. All they have to do is inbound the basketball, and that will be the end of the ball game. Indiana Wesleyan moves on to the second round of the NAIA National Tournament. They await the winner of our next game between Georgetown and Lords. This is the NAIA National Tournament. Back here at Davis-Reed Alumni Gym as we get you set for game number 2. We'll give you the final stats of game number 1, a victory for Indiana Wesleyan University over MidAmerica Nazarene University out of Olathe, Kansas. Of course, IWU out of Marion, Indiana. 9 of 12 from the foul line for MidAmerica Nazarene on the afternoon. They shoot 49% on 27 of 55 from the floor, 7 of 16 from behind the arc. Their undoing was they got killed on the boards, 39-21 in favor of Indiana Wesleyan. They turned it over 16 times, where IWU turned it over 14 times. IWU 32 of 67 for 48%. 6 of 16 from behind the arc for 38%. IWU only shot 62% from the line. They did come in as a 78% foul shooting team. Let's take a look at the scoring here real quickly as IWU moves on. It was for the victorious Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan University. 5 players in double figures, led by 16 each for Seth Maxwell and Noah Smith. 14 for Spencer Lace Piercefield. 12 each for Tim Adetukase and Griffin Klewer. 6 points for Javon Buchanan and 2 points for Nolan Mader. Alex Stauffer played along with Kyle Sanders, and each failed to reach the scoring column. For MidAmerica Nazarene, they were led in scoring by Anthony Brown. The senior was spectacular this afternoon. 22 points for him as they only placed 3 players in double figures. 16 for Ed Wright, 14 for Micaiah Elmore. 7 for Jake Alexander, 6 points for Caleb Jones McClary, and 5 for Brooks longer. MidAmerica Nazarene finishes the year 20-11. And Indiana Wesleyan will move on to Wednesday night's second round game, awaiting the winner of this one. And they are 22-9. So the final score again was Indiana Wesleyan 78 and MidAmerica Nazarene 70. LC Yoakum and I will be back, and we'll just get ready to go for it here. Georgetown and Lords, the number 3 seed against the number 11 seed. And the winner gets IWU tomorrow night.